Word. Yes, going in with
Welcome,
love.
welcome, everybody. It's so good to be on this call. I've been waiting for this call I just love this call. It's so good to see you. Hello, Michael Evans. Hello, Gary. So good to see you. Oh my gosh. And Stephanie and Ramesh and Renee. Oh my gosh. So many people. I can't even say it so much. Anyway, I am so excited for this call. The reason for this call is we come on every Sunday and enjoy each other's company and experiences of love, and we share the principles based off of this amazing book, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. And so I'm so excited to be here today. Hello, Dr. Susan. Hello, Anne. Hello, Andrea Wood. Hello, Rebecca.
Hi.
I have been hearing from so many incredible people. Rebecca, would you like to say hello?
Hi. So nice to be here. It happened quickly.
Is this the first time you've been on the call?
Yes.
Great. Tell us how you found us.
Ronnie Aiden.
Ronnie, amazing lady. So great. Well, great. Have you been involved in the book, or what is your experience?
No, I took a handwriting course from Ronnie, and we just really hit it off, and I went and visited her on Napa. And I just closed down my 22-year acupuncture practice in Bend, Oregon. And I'm on the road in a van for a few months, waiting for my next life to blossom forth.
Amazing. Well, great. Well, we're so glad that you're here. We're hoping that you'll be a part of this. It's such an amazing community, and so many great things happening in this book. I don't know if you've got the book yet, but I highly recommend it.
Thanks, I'll get it.
I would like to hear from you guys. If you can put in the chat, this week has been such an amazing week. I love this time of year. To me, it's a very sacred time of year, and I've been so excited that there's been so many communities that have honored the sacredness of this year for rebirth and rejuvenation. And G.Malkin was a part of a community that was offering some of these programs. I see some people cheering. They heard it, they loved it. I know, because I was there almost every day and loved it. And so I want you to put in the chat, what adventures await you in 2022? What is it that gives you rest and rejuvenation? What is it that sparks your love? Whatever you feel in your heart. I would love to hear from you in the chat.
Another way that I just came to me to phrase it is, what do you want to celebrate at the end of 2022? What is it that you want to celebrate that we can celebrate together? Imagine we fast forward 1 year. What is the thing that you'll want to celebrate? What is that adventure waiting you in 2022? Maybe it's something healing or something you want to experience or accomplish, but I just had that idea.
This idea. I love when Dr. Clint says that, when we engage in the ancient secrets and we connect, we eat better, we become more creative. We've had a lot of people who have, written music, they've taken writing classes, their artwork is becoming, something that is more of a high priority. But Michael Evans contacted me this week, and he showed me a chair that he recovered, or he covered. And I just thought, how creative is that? He's refurbishing furniture, and it was absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of it right here. Michael, would you like to unmute and kind of tell us about that experience? Oh, Michael, right. There you go. There's the chair.
Yeah, my dear friend Nancy Gaucher contacted me late summer, early fall, and she's turned 85 and she has a lot of health issues. She's got very high platelet count. And she said, Michael, I have this Turkish chair I want to restore before I die. I said, well, I felt a little bit strange about that, but I felt honored too that she would have something so important, she would include me in this project. So we had great fun restoring it. And the Turkish chair, ironback, is made of these iron hoops or loops that make the arm and the back. So there's, in upholstery, usually you have places you can tack into wood to hold fabric as you bring it around, but in the Turkish chair, you can't do that. So you have to bring fabric around the metal and then hand sew it around. So I don't know how many tens of thousands of stitches went into that chair, but it took a lot. They say that a good upholsterer can build a Turkish chair in a week, working full time as fast as they can. And that's back in the old days. And this chair is built completely of springs and hair and muslin, no foam, no shortcuts. So it was quite a challenge, but I think we are both satisfied that we got it done.
You know what's so fun about that? I just have to pipe this in on the call right now. So the book has already been translated in so many languages, and in the next 2 months, it'll be translated or completed in 9 more languages. One of the people on the call is the person who just completed translating the book in Turkish. Essen, are you there? Did you see that?
Yes. I'm here. I'm here.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening here. I should say good morning to you all. Yes, I'm over here. Yes.
Good.
Yes.
We want to come to your story in a little bit, but did you see the Turkish chair that Michael Evans?
Yes, I have been listening, but it was really very difficult for me to understand it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, his way of speaking, and as it's my second language, I'm not very good.
Well, we're gonna come to your remarkable story. We're gonna come to your remarkable story in a moment, but I just wanted to show that beautiful.
Okay. Yes.
I'm
Thank you very much.
Handing it back to Jana, and we'll come to you in a moment.
Well, I
Thank you.
just love that Michael is a master of this, and there's so many people in this community that do handiwork or, handwork, or they, even Clint's mom does crocheting and she does some beautiful things for that. And so it's just, when we apply the ancient secrets and we come more into ourselves, we just connect to those pieces of us that we've kind of forgotten. Gary does a lot of beautiful photography, and, he has sent me some, beautiful pictures. But I also see a lot of people who are just expressing love with each other. I love Nandita. I don't know if Nandita is on the call. Nandita, are you on the call?
Yes, I am.
Hello, beautiful Nandita.
Do we want to?
You and Arshia have done such a beautiful job with your pod from the Miracle Experiment Experience. And I love that I see it continue to go. Can you kind of give me an overview of what the experience is in the connection with your group?
Oh my God, we really lucked out having this beautiful pod. And, I know Clint had spoken with the Cryon group. And so these beautiful, sweet souls, they all came as a result of Clint's talk with that group. So I know when we had first met them, they were just sort of getting their books and being introduced to the mung bean soup and all the other aspects of the ancient secrets. So Arshia and I had, for sure, I do not think of myself as a veteran or anything, but just because we jumped on the train earlier, just to be able to sort of be mentors to them in whatever capacity we were able to. It was such an honor. It was just like they have been constantly sharing their wisdom. They are so loving. And I feel like our WhatsApp group, every single day we share. And, I shared this picture with them of, there's like a group of kids holding hands to the finish line. That's really the essence of this group. Really, like, everybody wants to just help everybody succeed. Everybody's excited about the teachings and the lineage, and the mung bean soup was a big topic of conversation. And just, so for me, I had first made it a long time ago, like Arshia. So, but just seeing people's excitement and enthusiasm, making it for the first time and buying the ingredients and where to buy the ingredients was just amazing. And
Great.
yeah, and of course we had Bridget. Bridget was not with the Cryon group, but she was already on the train like us. But she just, everybody was so loving and giving. And when Dr. Clint talked about giving 100% to that group, this group is still giving 100%.
I see that. I so see that. I see, if Chris Richardson and Georgia and Beverly and Susan and Arshia, if you guys can just unmute and say hello. I just want people to know who you are. Just say hello. Or I love you and I'm with you. There's Georgia.
I love you and with you.
I love you. I love you and with you.
And is Arshia on the phone? Is Arshia on the call?
She's recovering right now.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
so much love. In fact, for Arshia, for Marie, for anyone who, Jody Curtis, I know as many people have, it's crazy the resurgence right now of people that are being bedridden. And one thing that's really touched my heart, Jane is talking about creativity, flowering, like Michael Evans, that's so beautiful. Or some of the artwork that I've seen doing, or the music, not only Gary, but so many musicians, the talents are amazing. But also the love, the opening quote of the book, I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you. Love will teach you. Last week on the call, when Aaron and Heidi shared so powerfully, then Aaron and Emily and their daughter Rumi shared the announcement about the new baby. There's also another new baby announcement in our community. I don't know if they're on right now. Oh yeah, Susan and Joseph. I don't know. I kind of gave it away, but can you share the good announcement from you guys?
Yes.
On Thursday, we had our first grandbaby, Lana Leanne, just the most precious, alert, awake baby. It's just heart exploding.
Very bright light and feels hopeful to me for future.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful. What a good thing for all of us to celebrate.
Yeah.
So on all levels of the spectrum, there's things happening. I got a voicemail from Jana, and this voicemail was about Thursday. I happened to be with Vinay. Now, Jana was just speaking about, the beautiful Cryon group, and it was so fun because I had just barely left being with Lee Carroll and Monica Mariani. It's such a beautiful meeting. In fact, it was so awesome. I shared a post about being with Vinay for the week, and it was so fun because then even, I don't know if people saw, but on Lee Carroll's page, Cryon's page, he reposted it to over his 100,000 followers and said the sweetest things about our meeting. Anyway, right after that, I got the call from this voicemail from Jana, and she was almost in tears because of how much love was being shown for those that needed it. And I just was so inspired, the people going out of their way to help those who were in need, either making the recipe from page 293 of the book about, the immunity remedy, making mung soup, making sure people had the herbs they needed. I just felt like when we say, I love you and I'm with you, we mean it, and it was so inspiring. Jane, anything else you want to share about that message you left or about what inspires you about that part of this community? And I want to apologize. I think we reached the maximum capacity in our Zoom room again. And so I don't know, Cornelia, if you can expand that, but I know there's people that want to come in that aren't able to. If you're not able to, you can just make sure people know that it's all being broadcast live on Facebook as well. But Jana?
I just, so many people have said, thank you for letting us know about this person or that person. And that's kind of the reason why I pulled out Nandita and Beverly and, was talking about Arshia and Chris and Susan. And the reason why is because we take care of each other. There are so many people in our community that have been affected by the virus this last go around. And, I really see so many people just loving on each other and supporting each other. I had a variant or a flu or something in October. And I just remember the amount of love that came through from you guys and the amount of prayers. I honestly believe that that was really a big key into my recovery. And so, you know, if we could rub our hands together right now and send everybody in the community who needs the love, who needs the healing, sending it, you know, with the thought, I love you and I'm with you.
I love you.
Oh my goodness, just looking at everyone's faces and feeling that blast of love is like, it's so remarkable. Oh, Brad, so good to see you here, brother. Grant, oh my goodness. Elena, wow. And we have people from all over the world. Renee, oh my goodness. Starting a 3-year program, there's so many announcements. I'm just going to go through these really briefly because we have
Can I
such
do one more
powerful-
miracle story though,
Yeah,
Clint?
please, absolutely, please.
Tia, I cannot let this moment go by without you on the call. Tia, are you there? Tia, can you unmute?
Yeah. Hi, Jana. Good morning.
We had a beautiful conversation yesterday and she told me of the beautiful thing that happened to her that she's noticed. Tia, will you share about your knee?
Yes, it's just been getting better and better since joining the 30-day healing experiment or a miracle experiment in basically the month of December. And as of yesterday, I was climbing or going upstairs and just realizing that the healing feels complete. It's I can go upstairs without any pain, and it's exciting.
So what she
That's so cool.
It's
what
way
she told
cool.
me was that she had a trick knee and she's had this trick knee for years and it's been very, very painful. And she got on the mung bean soup, was doing the principles of the program, was listening to Unstoppable, was doing all the things that the miracle experiment game was happening. I'll tell you what, I was in her pod. She did amazing. And now she's pain-free. She even said that she was looking at her exercise bike and saying, what?
Yeah, saying I can get on that thing now because the knee was keeping me from being able to use it. So
that's awesome. Yay. I just had to celebrate that with you.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you did. There's one moment I had when I was in the home of Jack Canfield, who's the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul, if you guys know, he's the co-author of that book. And I remember I had to introduce Dr. Naram. I had to introduce Dr. Naram in that setting. And in that moment, it dawned on me that here I was with this legendary master healer, a man who is like maybe a foot shorter than me, you know, funny mustache, just a adorable disposition. If you didn't know he was a master healer, you wouldn't know. You just love being with him, you know, his enthusiasm, his humor and everything. But I realized here I was with this remarkable healer that has alleviated more pain on this planet than anyone else I know of, you know, like real physical, chronic and acute health challenges. And so when I introduced him that way, the emotion of it hit me that, wow. And then why Dr. Ram spend the last 10 years of his life so intensively with a skeptic like me, someone so skeptical, so hard-headed, coming from a research background, a university background, arrogant. I was so arrogant, you know, thinking that if there's solutions, they're going to come from Western medicine, from all the Ivy League institutions and schools and big research universities, you know, not from some little village in the Himalayas, you know. But what powerful thing that Dr. Naram, using these ancient secrets, has alleviated so much pain. And to hear you share that, Tia, is so beautiful. And it's the perfect segue. Actually, it's so fun because all the people that came to Dallas that are in the first coil group, the Circle of Infinite Love, hearing their miracles and hearing that the ripples of that love spread out, it's like, wow. Dr. Naram shared in the last years of his life a powerful book that now in so many languages is alleviating pain. And one of the big recipes in there is mung soup. And it's so fun to see on the call. Art, Art, are you there? Let's see if you can unmute yourself. It's such a cool thing because what Art is doing is such an extension of love and service in such a powerful way. And I see Alan is coming on the call too, is rejoining the call. But Art, can you share what you're doing in Marin County?
Well, we're cooking soup for people. So people that want to take advantage of the soup, but don't have the means or the ability to cook it, we cook and cook it to people that are interested. And it's just, that's all we do.
Yeah, it's amazing. And he does it so affordably with Hmong soup, this delicious healing meal for people who don't have time to make it. I don't know if you're even willing to share the price of how much per
Well,
day.
basically, what I looked up online was the average cost that people pay for groceries for a month. And I said, oh, okay, the average cost of groceries per month, since you're having soup, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're not buying groceries. Let's take the $250 you normally spend on groceries, divide that by 31, that's your daily cost, divide that by 3, that's the cost per serving. And we adjust it basically. So that's basically it. So instead of buying groceries, you're buying soup, and it comes out to way less than you pay for a bowl of soup in a restaurant.
Yeah, it's so crazy affordable. So if anyone lives in Marin County, man, this is a golden opportunity. I know Jana and Cornelia. Cornelia, pretty soon you're starting again a guided 30-day detox. Can you talk about that just briefly and when it starts? Because if you're in Marin County or you have a gift of talent for making soup, but other people are like, I don't know how to make the soup, I don't know how to make it delicious. What a brilliant idea. And real quick, Art, who's the beautiful person with you?
This is Kaisa. This is
Kaisa.
The woman I work with doing our healing work. And she's currently up here at, go ahead, you are while you're here.
Well, Kaisa, where are you from originally?
I'm from Southern California, and I'm up here right now attending the San Francisco Theological Seminary.
Wow, that's so powerful.
Well, I'm in Marin, and it's wonderful what you're doing, you guys. Thank you so much. I can't wait to find out more how to reach you, and thank you very much for your contribution to the field.
Yeah.
And we're working on getting Grubhub or any of the delivery services available to deliver in some of Sonoma, and we're in San Anselmo right now.
So very San Anselmo. Gary gives you a big thumbs up. I love the comment from Brad in the chat. He says, Art, the simplicity of that statement is huge. We make soup. That's it. He's like, I love how easy you just made it for others. Thank you for the soup and feed everyone. You know, I like that question. I want to ask is, what if healing can be delicious? It's simple and delicious. And Cornelia, do you want to share a little bit about what's coming up for an option people have?
Yes, we are starting a detox program again, 30 days, starting next Sunday, the 16th of January. And it's going for 30 days. And so what you will get is a plan, like a meal plan for every day. And a lot of it is, of course, has to do with Hmong and Hmong soup and Hmong pancakes and vegetable soups. But it's also then combined with taking herbs in order to help your body detox. And it's been proven that this really works. It's a home detox instead of going for Panchakarma to India, as traveling is really difficult at the moment. And I actually had never done it. And on one of my calls, I just said, I would like to do that at the beginning of the year. And then immediately a few people said, I want to join you. And so this idea was born. And right now we already have 25 people that have committed to it. And so it will be a nice group. And because of that, we also will have support from Ayush Shakti. So we will have a doctor that is kind of working with us for people that have then questions and need specific help. So that's all organized. And if you want to join us, please feel free to do that. And you can send either Jana or myself an email and join us.
Yeah, I just want to say what a golden opportunity to start off 2022 right. You know, and it's hard sometimes to do any change on your own, but to do it with a group is such a powerful thing. And so I just want to say it's a golden opportunity if you have been curious about what it would be like to do the full 30-day mung bean soup detox. What would it be like? And then have support along the way. That's a golden opportunity. So put your information in the chat if you're interested. Also, if you live in San Anselmo, I forgot, Art, I probably pronounced it wrong, but if you live in Marin County area, or the other, just around that area, you're interested in having Hmong soup delivered to you, please put your email in the chat, and then Art can be in contact with you. Or if you know someone in the area that you're like, this would be such a good gift to give someone. You know, there's a lot of announcements. The 30-day detox is one of them, but starting on Saturday is the 3-year practitioner training program in Ancient Secrets. And I see Dr. Renee is on the call. I don't know, Dr. Renee, if you're able to just unmute, but there's almost 100 people from 20, I don't know, how many is it, Carol, now? 24 countries, 25 countries?
29.
29 countries. How significant is this? So even if you're not in the 3-year program, this is something to celebrate for humanity that has never happened before. You know, Dr. Ram's master, Baba Ramdas must be smiling so big. His master's master, the original master, Jivaka, who was the physician for Buddha. Up until now, these secrets have been kept by such a small number. First time on planet Earth, it's offered as a university diploma through a really respected university, a health campus in Europe. At the same time, over 100 practitioners, almost 100 practitioners from 29 countries. So I want to send all of those people. And Dr. Renee, actually, I asked you to unmute. Can you share what inspired you to want to participate in this?
Yeah, hi there. I'm so happy to be able to be part of this. And I'm right now a little bit in this ancient secret tsunami. So I'm the 3-year program. Then I'm currently also doing the 100-day self-paced program. Then the mung bean soup program. So it's all coming together, and that's so cool. And yeah, I'm a regular cardiologist, and I'm feeling I have to do something else. I have to do something additional, something deeper. And so I'm so grateful to be part of this, and I'm excited what will happen. Yeah, from next Saturday.
Oh, beautiful. And where are you based, Dr. Renee?
I'm in Switzerland.
In Switzerland, it's so fun. We were just in Switzerland for the launch of the book in French, and the launch of the book in German is coming very soon, very soon. So it's Dr. Renee, so cool. Being a did you say cardiologist?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, being a cardiologist and working either in a private practice or a hospital, and then now in the tsunami of ancient secrets. What is it? What inspired your heart for ancient secrets? Like, what have you seen?
I cannot describe it in words. It's just a deep call somehow, and I cannot put any words to this. But maybe in 3 years or whenever, I don't know yet.
Yeah, well, you're right in the midst of the beginning stages of a powerful journey of transformation. I'm so excited about. You know, with Dr. Ram, we taught brilliant doctors from around the world at a Berlin University for a two-year course, and so now this is a 3-year experience where by the end of it, everyone will be able to do stuff, and it's so good for humanity. So again, just saying, even if you're not a part of the course, let's just put our hands together and send so much love to Dr. Renee and all of those people that are embarking on this amazing journey of transformation. We love you. We're with you. We believe in you. Do not give up. You know, don't give up. Keep going, because it's more than just a typical university course of knowing information. Dr. Ram says there's knowing, there's doing, and there's being. And this is not just information, it is transformation. Same thing, people that don't want to become practitioners, but they just want to go deeper in the ancient secrets. We have the 100-day course in ancient secrets. And this year, for the first time ever, the 1-year immersion. It's called Ancient Secrets Immersion. This is for people who don't want to be practitioners. They just want to learn more deeply the ancient secrets for themselves, to help themselves and those they love. If you're interested in that, maybe Cornelia or someone can put the application link. It's something I'm so excited. I was just with Vinay this last week, who is a personal assistant for Dr. Naram for 25 years. And then also with Dr. Stephen, I don't know if he's on the call yet, but with some of the top students of Dr. Naram, we're preparing this incredible experience of transformation. And I am so thrilled for it. Now, speaking of transformation, today's call, in the next half hour, we have some powerful, powerful stories to share. And we have a story, Dr. Stephen, actually, I'm wondering the order. Is the Alan Show, are you on right now? Let's just see real quick.
Yes.
I don't know which one to unmute. Oh, there we go.
I'm here.
Ah, fantastic.
What's up?
Yes. Oh, so exciting.
Nice to be here. Wow, what an amazing energy field you've created and everybody that's on this call. It's incredible. I was a little tired. Now I'm feeling energized. Yeah.
Really, really, really good. Now, just 1 second. I just want to see, because I have Dr. Stephen and Nurse Jamie on as well. Dr. Stephen and Nurse Jamie, do you have a little bit of time where we can go with the Allen Show first, or do you want to share your story, remarkable story of transformation and healing first? I just want to gauge real quick.
Yeah, I have some time. We didn't ski today. There was too much ice.
Oh, okay. We thought he was going to be on the ski slopes joining us today. Oh, we're glad that you're here.
And I have time too. I'm so excited to be here and thrilled to hear the other stories and then share mine.
Well, good. I'm so excited to hear your story. So I want to make sure I pronounce properly. I know you're going by The Allen Show. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay. That's so cool. And talking about transformation, your journey of transformation is so remarkable. You know, discovering you have this gift at age 3 of music, and then playing on some of the biggest stages with names we all know, Eric Clapton and Sheryl Crow and Lenny Kravitz, and wow, what an experience. You know, that's like a lot of musicians' dream come true.
Yeah.
And then can you describe that moment in front of 30,000 people in Europe, that insight or inspiration that changed the trajectory of your life? Can you just share about that moment?
Yes. You know, one of the most interesting things about my life is that I've had a series of transpersonal experiences that have informed my path. And one of them happened while I was on stage opening up for Bryan Adams. I was in Modena, Italy, 30,000 people. And I don't know if anyone on this call or on this Zoom conference has been on a tour, a world tour before, but it's probably one of the most exhausting things that you can ever experience, because you're never sleeping, you're running in between different countries. I was in Europe, obviously, and really running between a lot of different countries, time zones, altitudes, and then also just being on. You were constantly meeting with record company reps, you were meeting with fans, you were meeting with the press. So just the excitement and never really coming down. But you know, that's the life. That's what happens when you're in rock and roll.
So what was the moment that you were opening for Bryan Adams, 30,000 people in Italy, and then
it was a very, very intense moment. I looked out on that crowd and I knew that I was phoning it in that night. Although even when I phone it in, because I've been singing since I was 3, it was pretty good. But I knew that I wasn't giving my whole heart and soul to that audience. And I looked out at that audience and they were just going crazy. And I said, this is not what I signed up for. And inside I heard a voice say, I will not come back to the world stage until I have more. Mm-hmm. And that more is the part that Art is helping me with. It was so nice to see Art and Kat on the call. Art actually came here to my house for 30 days and took me through the mung bean soup process, and it really changed my life. That stage process where it was like an aha moment where I realized that some things really seriously needed to change, and those things needed to change inside of me. So your body immediately starts feeling different. Your spirit lightens and your eyes brighten. And somehow, I don't know how to describe this, but I think Art could probably describe it better, but you get the sense that everything is going to be all right because you're doing something for yourself that is paramount in a positive direction. So yeah. Wow. I'm crying a little bit because of my
that is so beautiful. And Art, can you share a little bit about his journey too? What you saw like before, during, after of this 30-day detox? You described it so beautifully.
Well, specifically with Alan, he he's been going in the right direction for a long time, but just kind of cruising. And this getting his physical system. The reason that it takes 30 days, because from an Ayurvedic standpoint, the digestive process takes 30 days to complete, because there are 7 different levels of tissues that digest the initial eating of the food. There's a first stage of digestion. Then the byproduct of that gets sent on to the next tissue for the next stage of digestion. And there are 7 levels of those. And any undigested food at any level of that process gets deposited in the system as toxins. So when you fire up the digestion and all the different digestions, you get complete digestion, so there's no toxins to put in the system, and the toxins that have been laid down in the system over your lifespan get pulled out of the system. The net result of 30 days of pure digestion at all levels is to produce a substance called ojas in the system. The ojas is the fuel for the spiritual journey, for your sadhana. And so I noticed this process in Alan as his system started to purify and get complete digestion and pull the garbage out of his system. His skin tone changed, the clarity and fire in his eyes changed, and his attitude expanded to be more. All I can say is that the wave on the surface of the ocean reclaimed its oceanness.
Cool.
And you know, I just want to say one thing, and that is that yesterday I started back on my own 30-day mung bean soup. And that's the reason why I've got my tissues here, is because already so much is coming out. It's unbelievable how much drains out of your system when you start eating the soup. So that's it.
Oh, that's so fun. You know, I'm actually holding the book that was translated into Portuguese, Portuguese, and the person on the call, Profulta, is here. What I love, my cheeks are hurting right now, actually. And Esther Francis, she says, Alan, your love and kindness radiates from you. I'm tingling with shivers as you're sharing your inner aha. You are an inspiration, paramount for your own well-being. I love you and I'm with you. It's so cool because art, you know, in these calls, we talk about miracles, but Dr. Ram, he would always say it's based on an ancient science. And in this ancient science of Siddha Veda, the secrets of Siddha Veda, they understood there's 7 rasas in Ayurveda too, called the science of life. And the 7 rasas is basically 7 different tissue types. We're about to hear an amazing story about how eyes, where her own ophthalmologist says this is impossible for a diet change to help this. You need to have, chemotherapy for the eyes. Otherwise, nothing is gonna. And then just from simply changing the diet, how did these scientists know which food to eat, which food to avoid? And the Alan Show, you saw it not only affected the original thing, but many things were impacted. Like the side effects are your skin started to glow.
Yes.
Your spirit started to feel lighter. You got more clarity of your mission. And so Art, I love it. You're such a great at explaining that. Thank you for that. And I guess Cornelia, Jane, if you can post again for anyone that wants to join the 30-day detox, which is what he did, but with support from other people, like you had support from Art. It's awesome. Not all of us are lucky enough to have an Art with us come into our home every day, who's a master
or
Ayurvedic
unlucky
chef,
enough because
a
you're going to have to.
scientist and a mystic. You know, he helps us on all the levels, but at least you can have a community. You said something, Alan Show?
Oh, no. I was just going to say you're either lucky or unlucky because he's going to keep you on the straight and narrow. He's going some days I didn't know how lucky I was.
That's why having a group helps, because sometimes the first 7 days, they don't feel so good because you're detoxing. Something weird happens with your skin. You poop out something green or black. Well, you wanted that out of you. You know, it doesn't mean something's wrong. It means something's right. And it's so fun to have you explain that, Art, also from your scientific mind. You're such an artist and a scientist and a mystic, Art. So thank you for sharing that. I want to go to, go ahead, Art, you want to share something?
Well, and Alan is now passing it on. Alan, you want to talk about the people that you're helping with the project?
Yes. I've got a group of around, I have passed this recipe just because it was such a blessing to me. I've passed this recipe now to probably about 20 people. And I've put a group together of about 10 people that are going to be doing this process with me. And I'm going to kind of try my hardest to be, I'm going to channel my inner Art. And I don't know if I can be as strict as Art though, but I'm going to channel my inner Art. And I've been teaching people this soup, and many people have made it and are reaping the benefits of it. So
well,
it's great. I love passing it.
In a world in which we're worried about contagious stuff, you are an instrument of contagious healing. And this is what we call contagious healing. It's so fun. Actually, I don't know if Roma Rishi is on this call. You know, I posted about 2021, 2022, and about contagious love, contagious healing. And Roma Rishi, remember the comment you posted on the Facebook page about 2021?
Yes, well, it's 2021, or now 2022 is a period of contagious healing for the entire planet. And we're just so overjoyed to be part of this community, this worldwide community. It's such a loving community.
Yeah, I wish I could pull it up. So good to see you. I think I heard Bodhi in the background. Was that Bodhi?
Yes.
That was Bodhi. Yeah.
I love seeing the three. I love seeing the three of you together. It's so powerful. So good to see you all.
Yeah, Peter is actually visiting from Sonoma. And so he's very interested in connecting with Art and anyone down in the Marin area. He's a longtime acupuncturist, and he toured with Pink Floyd. Peter was touring with Pink Floyd
as their acupuncturists, not musicians. So
yeah.
And personal acupuncture.
Oh, that is so cool, Peter. Amazing. I just want to hear Peter. We should have a whole hour just where we hear from Peter, because you're amazing. So cool.
I try to believe that from my mirror every day. I'm working on it, but I spent many years in the Himalayas studying the esoteric physiology of enlightenment and spirituality, and try to incorporate that into my practice in Sonoma and Marin.
Peter, I can't believe you're here. Peter is somebody I've known for many years. Hi, Peter.
Gary. Hi, Gary. How you doing?
Oh, that is so fun. Well, who knows, between Gary and Peter, Art, maybe we'll have your whole first business full, where people all over Sonoma County, Marin County get Hmong soup and have the amazing healing transformation. Roma Rishi. Oh, go ahead, Peter.
I'd like to meet Alan and the soup guy. I didn't get his name, but
Art.
I also have a clinic. I also have a clinic in San Anselmo. So.
Oh, amazing. We'll make sure that connection happens. Thank you, Peter. And then Roma Rishi. Oh, sorry about that. I clicked that mute a little too quick. But Roma Rishi on the comment, he says, in 2021, I caught the bug of contagious love and contagious healing, and I hope I'm never cured. This is such a beautiful comment. So Alan Show, you were there. You're in that moment, and we're here to support you. We're here to love you. Do you have a musical number you want to share with us today?
I sure do have a musical number that I will share with you. I'm going to put my my professional headphones on, my in-ear monitors.
Yeah, I love it. He says,
not all that bleed.
In his bio, he says in his third act, he's coming back to the stage, but this time with a message of healing,
yes,
transformation, and unconditional love.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. And you can notice that there's a little bit more reverb on. Hold on for a moment. Let me just, these headphones are really. Well, first of all, I want to just say that Art, oh, mute my phone. Okay, I'm gonna mute my phone. There we go. Is that better, everyone? Art has really helped me as a performer as well as an artist. I cannot tell you enough about this man's energy and what he does energetically. This song is probably the greatest song I've ever written. It was given to me within a few hours. It was a direct transmission. It happened towards the end of last year. And I already had songs that I was very happy with for this project. But when the universe gave me this one, I knew that this project was something very special, because I feel that the message is something that the world needs right now. So this song is called Consider Unconditional Love. And when I wrote it, I decided I'm going to name the whole album Consider Unconditional Love because it's the one thing that we really need to consider right now. The crazy energy around. Don't let the madness bring you down. There's another way. As sure as the sunlight is shining, there's a space down in your heart. No matter who or what you are, there's a way. Through all of the screaming and yelling, consider unconditional. Consider unconditional. Love, 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 love. Oh. Pray that the stars will align and consider unconditional. Consider unconditional. The love, the love, the love, the love, the love. The love, the love, the love, the love, the love. You got a word in Jesus' name, but where's the love for heaven's sake? There is another way. Oh, behind the mask you call a smile, there is a heart so undefiled. That's the way. Through all of the fussing and fighting, consider unconditional. Consider unconditional. Love, 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 love. Pray that the stars will align and consider unconditional. Consider unconditional. Even when they skirt you, love won't desert you, no. Even when you're crying, still ain't no denying love. Oh, love. The love, the love, the love, the love. Oh, consider unconditional. Consider unconditional. Love, 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 love. When you're feeling low and the energy has got you on the edge, consider, consider. Oh yeah. La love, la love, la love, la love, la love. Love, la love, la love, la love, la love. Consider love unconditional. Oh, love, 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 love,
Bravo. So beautiful. I can't believe you brought that through. I saw tears on many people's faces.
Yeah, I was trying not to cry too hard myself. For some reason, this last week has been extremely difficult down here in LA energetically. I don't know if any of you can identify, you're in Northern California where I grew up, or many of you are. And the energy there, at least it used to be beautiful, but it's really just a struggle having to continuously readjust my energy, readjust, and meditating, praying, doing whatever I can do. So sometimes I sit down and just play this song, and I do weep myself, because this is what we all need to consider right now is unconditional love. That's the love that all of the masters talked about. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jesus, Krishna, Buddha. It's love that just comes from your heart, and you give it because it's the right thing to do and because you can do it. And that's it. It's not because you think you're going to get something else. So thank you. I'm sorry to take up so much time. Thank you so much.
You don't have to apologize about taking time when you're talking about love. One reason why I'm so excited about the book being translated in so many languages is just, even if the opening quote is in every language, I didn't come to teach you. I came to love you, and love will teach you. I want to see you raise a hands on this call. Who feels like they're going through some personal big transformation in their life? Some challenge has hit them or someone they love. You can see it's just almost everyone's hands raised. Not everyone, but almost everyone. And so the Alan Show, you are not alone. And your message that you channeled for your own heart and soul is such a gift for us as well. And so I just want to let you know, one of the reasons we have these Sunday calls is because you can immerse yourself in an experience of possibility, for deep healing, for vibrant health, for unlimited energy, for peace of mind, that things are possible that maybe other people in the world don't think is possible. We do a miracle experiment experience. It's a game you play, apply 3 principles in the book. You see the miracles that happen. One of the miracles that happened from this global healing miracle experiment is people all over the world translating the book into so many languages. We have a couple real beautiful stories on the call still. One is this nurse, Jamie. It's so cool, the lead up. And I didn't plan this, but it's so perfectly aligned. And then we have the person who translated the book in Turkish, who's going to share her story. Then we'll go into some breakout rooms so all of you can share. What do you want to celebrate this year? What do you want to celebrate in 22? What is love teaching you? We in Dallas, we started the first ever coil of infinite love. Or not coil of infinite love, circle of infinite love. The abbreviation is COIL because you become a conduit. You become a conduit of healing, of contagious love, of contagious healing. Like you are so beautifully exemplifying the Alan Show. Thank you for being here. We hope you join us many, many times. And we're here to support you in your journey of contagious healing, as well as you're helping so many people. So fun.
Thank you. Thank you. I will be here again. This energy is amazing. Thank you, everybody that's on here. It's incredible. I feel so good.
Hey, man, thank you so much for that gorgeous music and your beautiful, beautiful being. You don't know me, but I know you, and I know you, and I love you.
Yeah. Gary, I want to say how much I love having you on this call again. We have such a special musical number at the end that Gary's prepared. We're going to spotlight you, and you want to feel that love inside of you. We'll do that in a moment, but I'm going to hand it over to Stephen, Dr. Stephen. Do you want to introduce our next amazing story? It's so cool.
Absolutely. So first I have to thank Jan, one of my patients who's been with me for a long time, because she referred this wonderful person into my office. And at first I didn't even realize how serious this was. And when she told me and she added to the story, being a nurse that she is, she really knew how serious this was, and she knew she had to take matters into her own hands. And she did it. It's been a wonderful journey. And it was almost a surprise to me to hear how she got well. And so I'll pass it over to Jamie to tell the story.
Jamie,
just unmute, Jamie.
You're not the only one in tears, Jamie. We're all feeling it. Please share your story from your heart. What was the pain and the challenge and the difficulty? And feel free to share that properly, what you're feeling mentally, emotionally, physically when it was at its worst.
Okay, well, thank you so much for having me on the call. And just a little background, like Dr. Steve said, I'm a registered nurse. When I was in college, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I've always been able to help people. People come to me with their problems. I'm a good listener. I can hold space, and I've been able to do this since I was a child. And people come to me, and I have a way of just sharing and making people feel comfortable. So I spent a lot of time in college just in every different building. I was studying all up the math building and all up the science building. And I loved biology and cellular biology. And it just came easy to me. I love the science building. And eventually I decided to become, I couldn't become a professional student because I just can't afford that. So I decided to become a nurse because I thought that was the best way to help people. And unfortunately, very, very early in my career, I realized that healthcare was not what I thought it was. And I could go on and on forever about the things that I saw or that I was witness to when I tried to advocate for my patients, how the pharmaceutical industry and insurance industry had just taken away all the rights from the medical professionals and their patients. And so long story short, I've been in the medical field as a registered nurse for over 10 years. And I've done a lot of health practices myself. I've always been living the right way and doing things. I'm a yoga practitioner, and I also do Reiki. And so, oh my goodness, it's just overwhelming a little bit. I'm sorry. Gosh. So well,
You're fine, by the way. We
I'm
love
a little
you.
nervous.
We love you. You're wonderful.
Thank you. So I became a nurse. I had all these misgivings about what the industry really was, and I always tried to help people from a holistic point of view. When I was in nursing school, my favorite classes were the holistic ones where you're taking into account the mind, body, spirit aspect of everything. So fast forward to now, I am having a long time ago, when I was in just getting out of high school, I started taking birth control pills. And very immediately, within a few months, I had some problems. I couldn't wear my contact lenses anymore. And so I looked, and I've always been a label reader since I was young. I don't do high fructose corn syrup, and I'm always looking at everything. And I eat the good foods, and I do the things that are supposed to be healthy, and kombucha and all these things that they talk about, which I learned when I was sick was not good for me at that time.
Yeah, the way Dr. Ram, he says everything is a medicine or poison.
Yes, I read that.
And how you are in your body. And so it's really, I love how you're describing it so beautifully. Things we think are healthy may actually be your poison.
Yes, that's right. Yes. So so I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to do. I'm raising a family, I'm going to work, I keep a positive mind frame and all these things. So but when I was younger, I looked at the label and I saw like 0.0001, like 1 in a million can get contact lens intolerance from this birth control that I was taking. So I quit taking it. And I used other types of methods for birth control that were more natural. And so then I was able to not have any unwanted pregnancies, by the way. And then now I'll be 40 this year, and just in a couple months. And so I really don't want to have more children. And so a couple years ago, I talked with my practitioner, and we decided that, even though she knew about these other problems that I had, and I didn't really associate it, that we were going to put me on a really mild birth control pill. And so within I brought them home, and for 3 weeks, I didn't take them because I felt in my soul something wasn't right about it. And I talked myself out of it, as sometimes I often do when I feel this feeling and I don't listen to myself. And within 3 weeks, my right eye was completely red. The entire white part of my eye. This is just the beginning. It got worse. I lifted up my eyelid and it went all the way back. And the fear that embodied me was incredible. I can't tell you how bad I knew this was instantly. And I had an idea that it might be the birth control pills, but I looked into other stuff. And so I went to eye doctors. I got, antibiotic drops and prednisone drops and different things, and nothing was treating it. And then I had, bing, it's the birth control. It's the birth control. I looked through all the side effects, 0.0001, uveitis, So that's the diagnosis that I had, an autoimmune disease that was an inflammation of the entire sclera, the white part of the eye. And mine was so bad, it had infected my optic nerve and I was going blind in my right eye. And from the research that I found, that if this wasn't corrected, there was a good chance that it was going to progress to the other eye. And I had at one point, with my glasses on, I was still blind in my right eye, and we couldn't get it we couldn't correct it. And I ended up at Upstate University Medical Hospital in Central New York in Syracuse, where I live. And I saw the expert. He's a uveitis expert. This is what he does. This is the only thing he pretty much treats here. So I go to see him. Long story short is that we try lots of different things. We do more topical because we don't want to do a systemic prednisone, and that nothing worked. So finally we get on the prednisone. I'm on 40 milligrams of prednisone, which is a fairly good dose. And then we taper
And for those
down.
that don't know what prednisone is, it's a steroid, right? That can help with different things, and it's used
Different
for all
things.
kinds
We
of
can
things.
give it for exacerbations of COPD, and it helps to reduce the inflammation so that the tissues are not continuously damaged, and so that you can function, whether it's breathing or vision. And so on the prednisone, we tapered down every week. We went down 10 milligrams. And when I got to 10 and I knew I had to go to 0, I had that feeling in my gut again. And it was working. It took the inflammation away. I had pain. You wouldn't know how many times a day your eyeball actually moves until every movement causes severe pain. I couldn't stop crying. I mean, I couldn't work. I couldn't drive. It hurt to just look through my eyes. And so finally, we went from 10 milligrams to 0, and I had a rebound effect. And my rebound effect was so bad that when we went back to 40 milligrams, it wasn't enough, and I had to titrate up to 70 milligrams before we could get the inflammation under control. And of course, this is a systemic medication, so this is affecting all kinds of other systems in my body, and I don't take medications. I rarely take vitamins because I want to get my nutrition from my food, from whole foods, because I know that that's the best way to get it into your system. So we go and we do this again, and I come off of the prednisone. We get all the way back down, and I'm nervous, and the doctor says that it's okay, you know. And I had done some more research about tapering things, and I found out that we have no idea how to taper things because we just don't know that much about the body. We don't think we think we know more than we really do in our Western medical systems. So, and in this time I had quit taking the birth control, but it didn't, you know, do anything when I quit taking it. I was still having the problems. I had talked to my doctor about my diet, and so he discouraged me from changing my diet. So on my own, I started to eliminate things that Dr. Steve had recommended, like nightshade vegetables and sugar, other triggers that I am aware of, like gluten or dairy. And I tried to clean up my diet even more than I had already. And still these were not really effective. When I started with Dr. Steve and we did mung bean soup, it almost instantly, within a week, we had significant improvement in my eye. So back to the prednisone, we tried this prednisone from July until December. It took me till December. I was only supposed to be on it for 4 weeks because I know long-term corticosteroid use is not good for you. So I was very nervous, and I continued to be nervous as this goes along. When I was finally able to get off of it, and I played with the dose to like 2.5 and every other day and every 12 hours, and I did all this extreme stuff. And I was finally able to get off the prednisone. But before I got off the prednisone, I had been working with Dr. Steve, and we did the Beamer. He put me on some Ayurvedic medication, some herbal supplements that were recommended through, you know, that he got information to help me. He did read my pulse and said that I had high pitta, and you know, I was having a lot of other inflammatory conditions, UTIs that I've never had in my life, and other things were starting to happen in my body that were very inflammatory. And so we did the mung bean soup. Within 1 week, my eye was better. When I went back, I was going to the ophthalmologist every couple weeks. When I went back to the ophthalmologist after 1 week of the herbs and the mung bean soup, all of my levels came down. They were not good at all. They were not good, but they had significantly reduced. And so the doctor, I told him what I was doing, and he said he didn't think that that was really helping. And so once I was able to finally get off the prednisone, this is a super long story, and I'm so passionate about this, and I want to share so bad, and I want to help other people. I've always wanted to help my whole life, and I think that I had to experience this personally so that I can really share. So at this time in December, I told him, this was December of 2019, and I told him that, he said, we got it under control. He didn't think my diet was really what was going on. I said, hey, my grandma said you are what you eat, you know, and my math teacher said garbage in, garbage out. And my mechanic said, if I don't put good gas and oil in my car, it's not going to keep working for me. And I have to rotate my tires. So, you know, I've had this idea, and I sat in this cold chair all alone with this doctor telling me that now that my inflammation has gotten under control again, that we need to go on lifelong immunosuppressive drugs. And he offered me several oral chemotherapy agents, methotrexate, and other things that, as a professional in this field, I know are not good for you. And I do not want to take them. And I'm in mid 30s, later 30s, and I have a whole life, and I have 2 children, and this is not where I want to go. So I had that feeling when he's telling me what I need to do. I had this feeling, and what he was saying did not resonate with me. And as I sat in that chair alone to make this life-altering decision, I said, no, I won't take these medications. He offered me injections into my eye every month to maintain the inflammation and to heal my nerve, because they were still not perfect, but significantly better and very, manageable at this point. And I said, no, that's not for me. And that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to change my diet. I have Ayurvedic practitioners that are going to help me. I did see the Pulse doctor when he was in town, and he confirmed that I was taking the correct herbs. He further informed me of things that I should definitely avoid and things that I should add into my diet. And this is when I said, hey, I'm drinking kombucha and I do apple cider vinegar every day, like my grandma said, and I eat salads. And, he said, well, yeah, fermented foods are good, but not for you, not right now. And so I said, oh my goodness, I'm doing all the right things, but they're wrong things for me. And so, extremely long story short, I went back 2 years later. This October 2021, and he told me that he would not believe what I was telling him if he hadn't seen it himself. He would not believe that I was able to change my diet and completely heal myself, where there was zero evidence that I've ever had this disease. Zero evidence. My blood work also came back perfect, which, by the way, when they took 13 vials of blood in the beginning, and they tested me for everything from syphilis to tuberculosis to all the autoimmune stuff, pages and pages of labs that I read, and I opened my diagnostic book and I reviewed all of them, and everything was normal, right in the center, not high end, low end, right in the center. He called me a medical anomaly. And so when I went back this October, he said if he hadn't had a hand in this and seen how significant my damage to my eye and optic nerve was, that he would not believe that I could have done this if he hadn't witnessed the transformation from 2 years ago to now. He was baffled, and he said, how did you do this? I need to know what you did. I've had many people change their diet. He said, did you go gluten-free? And I said, I did Ayurveda. He said, how do you spell that? And he's typing it in my chart. And the whole time, he never took me seriously. He never took me seriously. Anytime I tried to explain to them, I do yoga. I'm in tune with my body. I know. And he's like, how do you spell that? And he's typing it into my chart. And so I called Dr. Steve, and I said, Dr. Steve, my eye is healed. No evidence that I've ever had this disease process. And I am so much better and so grateful. And I I owe my life to my friend Jan, who is a holistic nurse and herbalist, who introduced me to Dr. Steve when I was having problems with my spine. And 5 or 6 different people said, I know a chiropractor, but I listened to my gut and I know whose recommendation to take. And I took my friend Jan's recommendation. And when I met Dr. Steve, we connected and I knew he was the right person for me. I knew when I met the right yoga instructor that this is the person that I want. This is the person that I want to learn how to instruct and teach and share yoga with from this person. And I searched, and I know when I find the right person. So
what's really important here is that if Jan didn't send Jamie to me for her back, not for her eyes, that was later. But all of you on the call are out there. And again, I went up lineage. I asked the doctors in India, how best can I serve this person? So as we're all learning in the 30-day detox, in the miracle experiment, in the 100-day course, in the 1-year program, in the 3-year program, we're out there. So this doctor one day will go, oh, Ayurveda, I know what that is. I've read about that. That's great. Maybe I should learn about this too. And until every one of us, tens of thousands of people now, touch other people, that's why we have to go out there and share. So thank you, Jamie, so much for sharing, and shared beautifully. It was just a wonderful way how you put it all together, because so many people are out there. We were saying we have so many people like bedridden now. I get calls all the time from all over the country and sending out herbs to people all over, because I had a radio show for many years. People aren't as privileged isn't the right word, but I know who to call and what to do and who to reach out to, and most people don't. So Jamie, thank you so much for being courageous and reaching out. And now you're going to be the one to reach out to other people. So thank you.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Steven. Jamie, can I share a couple of thoughts that came to me? First of all, I got emotional. In fact, I'm reading, Afsana says, oh, Jamie, I'm sitting here with tears in my eyes. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Sending love. I see another message from someone that's saying, please share your message on social media. Thank you for sharing your heart. You're so strong and guided. Many people need to hear this. So much love coming from you. Oh, here, Luz says, Jamie, thank you for sharing this experience. Please share your story on social media. Many young women need to hear you. And I would say basically everyone needs to hear you. What I love about your story is a couple points that came to me that I want to anchor in. And first of all, on a very personal level, my mom called me a week and a half ago and said one of her dearest friends is struggling with eye situation. Now talk about love guiding us. On the last 2 Sunday calls, the main stories were about eyes. And actually, I'm so happy because Fran is on this call right now. I don't know, Fran, this is your first time ever on a Sunday call. It's one of my mom's and one of my parents' dearest friends. Fran, what is it like hearing Jamie's story? I don't know if you can unmute yourself. I know maybe this is your first time ever on Zoom, Fran, but I just asked you to unmute. Oh, there we go.
There we go. I'm illiterate with all this stuff, Zoom. I did really well to get in. I was absolutely, I don't know what the words are, taken away by your story, your sharing, your willingness to give from your heart. I'm at the beginning steps of some things. I need to do some things, and this really gives me kind of a kick boost. So thank you. Thanks, Dr. Clint.
Thank you, Fran. Fran's one of the most loving people that I've ever met. And just like you, Jamie, sometimes people are confused. What's healthy? What do I do? I've been told so many things. And what I love about your doctor, when you came back 2 years later, he says, no one's won the battle from changing their diet. But even you listen to his words. And this researcher from Germany says the difference between Western medicine and Eastern, between modern and ancient, modern medicine, we see things like a fight. We got to fight this with the antibiotics and kill, we have painkillers and we have shots and we fight cancer and we fight bacteria. But in this Eastern, the ancient method, it's not about a fight. It's about balance and purification. And Jamie, you listening to your heart is actually the hero here. I love Dr. Steven. He's my hero personally.
Yeah, one of my favorite lines is incurable, only can be cured from the inside.
I like that. That's really powerful. And also the real hero isn't Dr. Steven, it's not Dr. Naram, it's not even the ancient secrets. Jamie, you are, by following your intuition. One of my favorite things about writing this book is at the very end, I said in page 282, this book is not actually about Dr. Naram. It's never been. It's not about me either. You may never meet either of us or follow this method of healing. This book is about you. The ancient secrets are about you. It's always been. It's about seeing the divine inside yourself, which can guide you to the exact experiences, teachers, and healing which are perfect for you. My hope is that as a result of you joining the journey of reading this book or joining these calls, you'll feel more love. You'll feel an increased desire to take better care of yourself and more awe at the miracle of all of life. You truly are a beautiful, unique, and brilliant part of the divine tapestry of experience. All of life is happening for you, not to you, and you are being guided. As evidence of this reality, you're reading these words, you're on this call right now. So in honor of all of the guidance and all of the beautiful ways in which we're guided by love, Jamie, your story is such a perfect example of that, where we have a great—
Thank you. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah,
I'm
please.
sorry to interrupt, but yes, that the ophthalmologist, he said, you can't. He said, nutrition has nothing to do with your problem, is one of the things that he told me. And when I had reached out to Dr. Steve, it really wasn't about my eye. It was about my UTI. And he doesn't fix UTIs. He's a chiropractor. But I knew that if I went to Dr. Steve, he could help me. And when I went there and and then I said, well, then I'm having this problem. And even the other doctors, I'd been to other doctors for these chronic UTIs that I've never had in my life. And then they tested me for other things that could cause chronic UTIs. And of course, I didn't have any of those problems. And the pain that I was feeling from the UTI, and I couldn't get seen at the time because it was too late. Dr. Steve said, can you be at my office in 10 minutes or whatever at 6 o'clock on a day that he wasn't working? And I said, yes. And my boyfriend drove me there because I couldn't drive myself. And he put me on the Beamer and he adjusted me and I was much better. And my boyfriend was so grateful because I could actually stand up and walk out of his office, but I could barely walk in. And at that time, we started talking about how this was also related. He said, tell me more. Tell me more. The other doctor didn't want to know more. He said, well, what happened before that? Dr. Steve said, what happened before that? I said, well, then I had a UTI. And then I had a UTI. And I said, well, I haven't done anything different. I mean, I took birth control, but I stopped that because I thought that it wasn't good. And he said, I think that you threw yourself off when you changed your hormones. And I knew better. But I went to Dr. Steve because I knew he could help me intuitively. I knew that he was the right place to go, even though he wasn't the doctor for the problem that I had.
So powerful, so beautiful. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Dr. Steven. The Alan
Thank you
Show,
all for having me. Thank you.
yeah, Alan Show, any reflection as you're hearing that? And then we'll go to one other person and we'll go to the music. What is your feelings as you hear her story?
Was amazing because she was so that when she was describing sitting in that doctor's office or sitting there and making that decision for herself, it's scary when you are thinking, do I go the way that they tell me to go or do I go the holistic way? And I just want to applaud you for making the decision for yourself and following your intuition. It's all about that intuition now, So Thank you for sharing that. It meant a lot. And yeah, the soup rocks. I just have to say it again. The soup rocks, hardcore. It rocks. So
there's so many voices in the world, so many voices, and so many authority. And the authority, when the authorities have different opinions. And then also, what if in the world, some voices are taken off of social media because they have opposing opinions? Instead of even having an open dialogue, they're just extinguished, those voices, or shut down or muted. Then I think, oh my goodness, what's going on in the world? How come we can't have an open dialogue, like a really open discussion where people can have differing opinions and let's discuss them in an open space? You know, for me, that's a critical thing. That's why I love these calls. Aaron and Heidi, I love seeing you on this call. Any reflection as you're hearing these stories today?
I mean, there's so much, you know, what we are hearing on these calls is that we talk about the word that comes from me is just holistic, because people are talking about their physical health, their emotional health, their mental health, their spiritual health. They're talking about friendships. They're talking about their own healing. They're talking about other healing. It covers all aspects of it. And even just like Jamie was saying, how when she went in to talk to her doctor and so, oh, this doesn't have anything to do with that. Well, everything has everything to do with everything because everything's connected. And it all comes back into ourselves who are actually creating our own experience. And so when we step into the power of possibility that we have as the creators of our lives to choose what it is that we want to experience, we recognize that all healing, all expansion, all possibility, all miracle is truly possible within the life that we have right now. And that's what's so beautiful about this container of it that we're experiencing here. So
gorgeous, love that.
I have just met these beautiful people this week. Oh my God, their whole wedding party. I'm in love with the whole group. Thank you so much for sharing them with me.
Well, and you're great.
I'm sorry to share like one small thing real quick to show you that is not anywhere near as miraculous as anything anybody said on this call, but that shows what's possible in this container. I wanted to get a desk for my house. It was last night, Saturday night. It's 8:30 at night. And I had a program I'm starting on Monday. And I was like, gosh, I really want one tonight. Where am I going to get a desk at 8:30 at night in Dallas? And I don't know where to go. Everything's weeks to ship. And I go on Facebook Marketplace. And when you know that there's the exact most perfect desk that's never been opened before, brand new from a lady 5 miles away who's available right now. I looked at Heidi and I was like, I want a desk tonight. She's like, may it be so. That's kind of what we've been saying. You know, and it's like, and so it is. And we've been saying that a lot. We said a lot with the wedding. And so it is. And literally like 9:00 p.m. on a Saturday night, I got the most perfect desk. And it's here, it's set up in my house. It's like, that's what's possible, you know? And it's like, it's not even anywhere near as remote, but this is what I'm talking about, how it trickles down into all aspects of our lives.
So powerful. You know, talking about creation and how each of us are creator, each of us are the divine, you know, even just from your wedding and the intention you had that everyone would experience love and healing on such a profound level. The ripples will go out. It's so inspiring to see everything that's happening from that circle of infinite love. And I feel like on these Sunday calls too, it just emphasized the importance of this container of the ancient secrets pointing you back to yourself, of the adventure of your life. You know, the question is, what do you want? And this transformational journey of 2022, I think can be one of the most remarkable, exciting, delicious. This can be the healthiest, happiest, most abundant year of your life in a delicious way, just from following these ancient secrets. So we have a song, and then right after we go to the song, we're going to go to SN, because one thing I love is that, and I'm so humbled, you know, I'm not the leader of this at all. I'm a follower of love, and love is guiding us. One of the people some of the people so much in my heart are the translators that have been working so hard to get this book into 30 plus languages. After this music, you're going to hear from one of them, but also the fact that right now, this week, about 100 people are going to become practitioners, that soon after the 1-year immersion program will start, that many people will go through this 30-day detox, that the miracle experiment games are happening. Cornelia or Carol, if you can put the links in there, again, for anyone who wants to, both in Zoom and then on Facebook, just put those links there, because I just want people to have access, that you want to go deep in having 2022 be the most amazing, remarkable year of your life. These things didn't exist a year ago. 2 years ago, the book didn't exist. You know, what a golden opportunity that we have to be alive on the planet right now. And G.Malkin, 7-time Emmy award-winning composer, producer, but I'd say master of life, master of love, master at vulnerability, master at touching, moving, inspiring hearts by bringing them into presence. In this moment, he's going to share music And I want you to drop into your hearts about what is possible in this year for you. You heard Jamie's amazing story. You heard the Alan Show's amazing story. You heard what art is inspired to do. You see Aaron and Heidi, and everyone has stories that you can share in the breakout room. We're going to go to those, but Gary, handing it over to you.
Hold on. Hey, I just want you all to look at this picture. This is such a powerful picture. And here, play from Kurt. You see this picture here? So this is our lives at this point. At every moment, every day, every hour, every minute, we have a choice to make about whether we want to create a life that will allow us to vibrate at the rate at which we want to create, imagining the birthing of a new humanity. And so if we can't vibrate at that rate, it's like, here, I just want to get out of this for a minute. I'm not going to do that. So if we can't vibrate at that rate, we can't create it. If we can't create it, we can't feel it. Sorry. So here we go. What I wanted to do is I'm changing what you've asked for, Clint, because I actually feel like when we feel the joy of opening our heart to be able to listen at a level that is beyond what we've ever listened before, when we shift our focus from most of what we get through our eyes and our linear mind, which is beauty is wonderful, don't get me wrong, but how can we deepen our ability to listen to unlock our heart? So I wrote this song, I arranged and produced this song that Jason Schulman wrote. And Clint, I hope you don't mind, but I'm changing the tune because instead of the Thrive piece, this is a piece called Unlock My Heart. And it's up-tempo and it's joyful and it moves your body and it reminds you. And this was a song written to the divine, but you can address it to your higher self. You can address it to anything that allows you to say, open my heart, unlock my heart. And we'll use it as a spotlighting opportunity. So if you were willing to share your face and your being and your energy, it's a blessing for all of us. And I'm gonna
feel comfortable turning on your video. I know Elio always says, turn your video on. I want to see your faces.
So here we go. And just allow your listening to expand so that your heart can open, so that you can make that choice to that beautiful place that we just looked at on the right. Okay, here we go. There. Rock and roll, baby. You don't notice me. You don't know this part of me, but I'll tell you where it's from later. Here we go. Sorry, I'm just gonna stay here.
Oh, let me open in my dreams. Oh, let me open in my pain. I know you are there. I know you are there. I listen. Let me open in my dreams. Oh, let me open in my pain. I know you are there. I know you are there. I listen. Deep in my midnight, I have prayed to you. In every way that I can, I speak to you in shouts and whispers. Oh, please, won't you show me your plan? Oh, let me open in my dreams. Oh, let me open in my pain. I know you are there. I know you are there. I listen. Oh, let me open in my dreams. Oh, let me open in my pain. I know you are there. I know you are there. a place to go. My heart is strong when I hear you sing. No more yesterdays, no more tomorrows. I want to learn to let things be. I want to know you in my dreams, know you in my pain. I want to call out your name again and again.
I listen. I listen. I listen. It's so powerful when we listen and open our hearts and remember who we are and what matters most. We open to the power of the truth, of beauty, of goodness, and of these gorgeous traditions that Dr. Naram and Clint and Stephen and everyone on this call knows is wonderful when we listen. I just want to thank you guys for being such an important part of my healing these last 2 years that has evolved me into a deeper understanding, which is what the Rest in Resonance class experience was all about, which was the restorative power of listening with all of who we are. And that's what the Ancient Secrets work does. It awakens our ability to listen. This phrase that came out from Rest in Resonance was, no molecule left behind in the field of consciousness that we are all a part of. No molecule left behind. Thank you, Clint, for letting me share. I hope it's okay. I switched gears to the song, but I felt that the joy had to be what we were feeling, you know?
Yeah, we had to get that movement in us. And Gary and I have some super exciting announcement. For 10 years, we've been partners, over 10 years, partners in the Wisdom of the World Wellness now. And we've been working on how do we get, everyone says, how do I get Gary's music I want to have a soundtrack to my epic life. I want to have a soundtrack. I want to go deep in my heart. When I have difficult conversations, I want to presence myself. I love it. His music has been used in some of the most beautiful places. After 9/11, in the cathedral where they had all the families grieving, and in Tiananmen Square, not in whatever square, right before the Olympics in China.
Tiananmen Square, yeah.
Yeah, Tiananmen Square. It's so many places. So why not use it in your heart, in your home? I just put the link, wisdomoftheworld.com, and you get on the sign up list, and you get free gifts of some of the most powerful, poignant things that he's created over his entire year of 30, 40 plus years.
I'm an old man.
He also had a gift like the Allen Show, discovering his gift when he was 3. Gary's mom walked in on him, his playing the piano at his friend's house, and said, his friend's mom says, I didn't know you taught Gary how to play the piano. And his mom's like, we didn't. He just came born with this gift. So why not infuse 2022 or 2022? Make this a remarkable year of transformation, and make the sweet gift of music be a big part of that. I know Jerem has been working on a music project to help raise money for the orphan kids that he'll talk about, hopefully either not on this call, but next call. But please.
And also just want to say, gotta just let you guys know, the next Dr. Naram message is coming. We just did a sleep meditation that has been targeted and tailored and positioned, and I just shared it with Dr. Clint for the first time, and I was in tears working on it. So we'll be figuring out a way to make it available to all of you soon.
Yeah, Dr. Ram taught me some people are visual, some people are auditory, some people feel. I mean, one reason I saw people talking about the audiobook, and Gary also put the music to the audiobook, which sweetens the whole experience. It drops you in. But if you know your audio, then yeah, we also have the track, Unstoppable track of Dr. Naram coming up soon, the new track. So if anyone has to leave the call now, I understand. We're going to go into breakout rooms, but also there's such a powerful story that Asin, I think if you can share, all the translators sharing, but Asin just recently has such a cool story to share about when you are guided by love, what's possible that maybe you thought was impossible. Can you share a little bit about this right before we go into breakout rooms? And as she's sharing, I want everyone to think about, what do you want 2022 to be for you? What epic adventure, what epic transformation, what journey of healing, what journey of friendship? And healing could be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. And where does love guide you? I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you. And love will teach you. Love will guide you. Love will heal you. So, Asin?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, I would like to give my sincerest greetings from Turkey. I don't know if there is anyone from Turkey in this group. I just give my love to you all. I regard myself as a very lucky person, apart from being a lucky translator. Lucky I am for being in this lovely, loving group. And thank you, Dr. Clint, for inviting me here. And I'm lucky for having translated the book into Turkish and experienced great magic. It was magic, really magic. Sorry. I thank you very much, Dr. Clint, for writing this book. And of course, to Dr. Naram for giving the ancient healing secrets to the world, because we're on the other side of the world, that we can even experience all this. So I wish to share with you my experience while I was translating this book, but I have a lot more to tell you. In fact, the circumstances that I was translating the book was very uncomfortable. As I'm a translator, I work at home, but according to traditional Turkish family life, the mother, if you're a mother or a granny or a wife, you have a lot of work to do apart from your personal work. So I had a lot to do at home besides translating. Then I have my health problems because I had double mastectomy. I have a report that I should not overuse my arms, let alone constantly writing on the keyboard, because besides I have, what do you call this, lymphoedema. I wear a glove in my whole arm because I should not use it. It gets swollen. It's already swollen. But I have. I didn't know about ancient ancient healing secrets before I got cancer. But now I'm having my diet. I'm having mung beans and marma, a lot
Yay,
of
mung
marma.
beans. Yay,
Yeah,
marma.
I should tell you that I'm a good expert on marma now. So I had, if you would remember, undertaken to translate in a couple of months, just in case health or home problems might occur. But I finished in a month. That was a miracle. Under these circumstances, in 1 month, yes.
This is so crazy because sometimes it takes a
flowed.
year or longer to translate. There's two people
Under
actually.
these circumstances, imagine.
What was, I want to hear from you. What was one experience as you're translating it? Some insight that came to you that impacted you, because all of us are coming from challenges, but you're guided from your heart to do this. You did it with devotion and love. What was one of the quotes from Dr.
Yes,
Mom?
I have been in healing, energy healing since 20 years. So I am very aware, or when I should say awakened, about infinite love is the only truth and everything else is illusion. I have had this information since many years, and that is the reason why I am doing Seva. When I read in your book about Seva, I said, this is me, and this just goes like that, and it will go like that.
I just want to pause for one moment. I just put your quote.
Yeah.
You said that infinite love is the only truth.
Only truth.
And everything else is illusion. Anyone who knows Denny from England, who passed away recently, he passed on recently. You know, she wrote a book called Love is the Only Truth.
The words. No, these are the words of David Icke from England as well.
Oh, beautiful.
I have translated his books in 2015, and yes, this is the quote. Yes, that is a very important quote. Yes, that has been my worldview since then. I have no doubt that this magic will bring more good, more miracles, and more health to many more hearts and homes in Turkey too. Thank you, Dr. Clint, for putting your open heart into it, and that open heart attracts all the other hearts into it. It's like the night flies attracted to the light. I know this, and because I have a Zoom community like this one, where I already passed Dr. Naram's information to many Turkish people. Among us, we have nurses, healthcare people, doctors, pharmacists, many people from all professions. And with the great support of Dr. Giovanni, to whom from here I really would like to present our great gratitude for his support. Yeah. And now, in the presence of everyone here, I would like to ask you, Dr. Clint, to join us one day and see the community for yourself. And later, when the book is published, to come to Turkey along with Dr. Dear Giovanni and enjoy the presentation of the Turkish version of the book with us. Okay.
Yeah, it was so beautiful. It was actually when I was in Italy, and I was with Dr. Giovanni, and it was actually right after the knighting. And Dr. Giovanni, it was so beautiful. He put me on the phone with, I want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name right. Asin?
Yes, Asin.
Asin. And he says, you got to talk with her. And I would have had no clue that within such a short a time, with devotion, with love from Seva, and joining us from Turkey. Now, how many people's lives are going to be blessed? It's so beautiful. So I want to
Yeah.
say thank you from my heart to your heart. If everyone can put a lot of love together for Asin and all the translators, we're sending you so much love for
The
what
same
you're
goes
doing
to
for
everyone.
humanity and for how the infinite love. I love you and I'm with you. An infinite love can spread in ripples throughout
Love
all
you
the
all
planet.
too. I'm so glad and honored to have accomplished this mission. It was a mission. I knew it was a mission.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Namaste.
Namaste. If anyone on this call feels inspired, like part of your calling in life is to help with any translation, Janet is coordinating all of the translations. I'm just going to spotlight her right now. And she is doing such an amazing job. Janet, can you put your contact information so people can contact you if they want to help with any translation? Now, I have some exciting news. Elio is on this call right now. And Elio, you don't know this, but I have some real exciting news. Just this week, we have given to us the final version of the Romanian book.
Hallelujah.
And
Păi,
I want
nu
you
am
to
venit
read-
să ad
I want you to read
imaj.
this quote.
You want me to read it to you?
Please.
Nu am venit să te învăț, am venit să te iubesc. Iubirea te va învăța. I see what you want.
It's so beautiful. And I just show you here, here's Radu, who knew Dr. Naram, and he's one of the ones along with Vanda that put so much love and effort into it. We just gave it to Maggie, who does all the final work on it and puts it together. But how does it feel seeing it in Romanian?
Wow. I have family over there, you know, it's going to go to them first.
Oh, so beautiful. Well, I want to say I love you, Elio, and you've been
I love you too, you know, that was wonderful. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And
We're gonna-
it was a very, very powerful meeting today, and a tremendous amount of energy as always. And I love you all. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. Love you, Elio. Love you, Asin. I can't wait to show people that quote in Turkish and how many people's lives are going to be changed through this
Yes.
devotion, through this love. You know, we've had such a powerful call today, but the most important thing is, what did love teach you on today's call? I didn't come to teach you. I came to love you, and love will teach you. Love will guide you. You know, you can put it in the chat. What did love teach you? And I just want a couple people to share it. And then we're going to go into breakout rooms where you're going to be looking at what is your journey of transformation in 2022. Art, what did love teach you on today's call? I want to hear from you. I'm just so curious. I don't know if you can unmute yourself, but you got to unmute yourself. Let's see.
One more
Art.
time?
Oh, there we go. What did love teach you on today's call? What did love teach you?
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
It's beyond words.
Beautiful. Well, I know you're definitely being guided by love. Even making mung soup is such a, my mom, whenever anyone's sick or anyone she cares about, she brings them books and beans. And it's her way of expressing love. And Art, you're doing that in so many ways. And so thank you. If anyone knows anyone in Sonoma or Marin County that wants to have that gift of love from the hands of this amazing chef, amazing poet, mystic, scientist, researcher, Art, thank you for being on the call. So beautiful. Esther Francis, and then Beverly. I want to hear from both of you. What did love teach you on today's call?
Oh, my turn or Beverly?
You first, Esther.
Okay. Just, I want to give myself 100% to love always, and in all ways, including the ways I don't yet know. That I'm just convinced if that's the primary, the greater pure love, everything else will come into alignment, that there's nothing more important than love, and spreading contagious love is the healing.
Yeah, I'm
And
so
this
glad.
community embodies it so beautifully.
So beautifully. You know, one thing I want to say is sometimes in this community, we're so full of love, and it's such a bubble and container of love that I want to make sure we never, ever lose sight of those who are suffering, you know, those that can't quite relate to that. And so one thing that love taught me on this call is that that authenticity of being willing to share your pain, your struggle, and the moments you're in it is a gift to everyone, because it gives us all permission to say, yeah, that is part of the divine. Atiti Devo Bhava. This is coming to me for a reason right now. And one reason why I love the 1 year Ancient Secrets immersion while I was brainstorming with Vinay, while I was brainstorming with Dr. Stephen, is because this will be an opportunity to apply the ancient secrets in a practical way that can make 2022 the healthiest, the happiest, most abundant, the year in which your soul can finally feel, I'm okay being me as I am. And in that space, you discover what is your soul's purest expression. Dr. Ram says 95% of people don't know what they want. 3% know what they want, never achieve it. 1% know what they want, they achieve it, but in a toxic way, they never enjoy it. The people that join the 1 year Ancient Secrets immersion will walk into the 1% of people that discover what do they want, how to achieve it, and how to achieve it in a way that you enjoy it, and in a community in which it's such supporting that you have a predictable, long-term, non-toxic super success, abundance, health, expression. So, and Esther, you're such a great role model of that. So thank you so much for that.
Well, you know what you just shared, though, I don't know that before this year I ever was able to step into the enjoyment of it without the critic being there and saying, you know, what I didn't do or what I could have done better. And that is such a liberation. And love is compassion. It's not, I mean, it is ecstasy, but it's also that ability to be with pain and to just be present with, not, it's not a just, that's part of love and healing too. So I'm so glad you mentioned that too.
Yeah. Well, another part of it too is life brings us so many things. The start of this year was one of the toughest periods of my life. If I told you the whole story, I won't do right now, but it's been difficult. It's been a big challenge on every level. It seemed like I got hit. And then I talked to a friend and he's like, yeah, everyone I talk to who's leveling up, they're experiencing something like that right now. Aditi Devo Bhava, there's certain things in me that if aren't purified right now, then I can't be of service in the way that I feel like, you know, just meant to be, you know? So I thank God and I thank Dr. Ram, I thank all the lineage for whatever is coming. It's happening for us. Beverly, what did love teach you on today's call?
Well, first of all, I really want to thank Gary. I never missed a moment of his 7-day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. And the unconditional love today is absolutely blown me away and left me speechless. It's overwhelming. And my prayer is for healing in this world, for all of our people who are sick right now, who are being hit by this plague that's going through our world. And I just pray for healing for everyone. And I know that unconditional love is the answer.
Beverly, I love you. I love you and I'm with you. And also, who's your furry friend that was in the camera with a...
This is the result of my days. I kept asking for unconditional love and joy in my home.
There it is.
That's what I've got, a new fur baby. Bringing that love and joy to me every moment.
Yeah. Aditi Devo Bhava, it's, I think it was John says, Aditi Devo Bow Wow. You know, this unconditional love showing up in the form of dogs and animals is so beautiful. Thank you, Beverly.
Thank you.
And speaking of, it's not just, it's unconditional love, but it's delivered with very practical things that can make a difference. I think it was Susan Engelman on one of our calls says, you need to let people know on page 293 of the book is a home remedy that can help boost your immunity for ancient times. And one of the translators on the call, Afsana, has such a powerful story that we've put into a little video clip we've shared on some of the WhatsApp groups. If you're not on the WhatsApp group, get on the WhatsApp group because so much inspiration is coming in. We share it in the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, get in the Facebook group because it's really powerful. Simple ingredients in your home. If you're worried at all, you take them. If you get whatever you get, don't even worry. I got excited when I got different things happen to me when I was with Dr. Ram because I'm cool, an experiment. What ancient secrets are going to help me? You know, you reprogram your mind instead of coming from fear, come from curiosity, come from love. And this remedy, make sure you get this home remedy because it's so powerful and delicious. All right, Clarice, I want to go to you, and then we're going to go into the breakout room. What did love teach you on today's call? Oh, I see a couple hands up too. Sorry about that, Susan and Joseph. We'll go with Clarice.
It's such a joy to be in here this Sunday and hear the music and hear the sharing of the people. Just after all the news that you hear every day, it's like it's a breath of fresh air for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this. Whatever you're going through, you're doing great. Keep going.
Oh, good. One of the cool things about Clarice, she is an example of contagious love and healing. Her sister is one of the main people who translated the book into Brazilian Portuguese. And one of the things I'll be announcing soon is all the countries that we're going to go to this year. As the translations are completed in Romania, and Elio, I don't know if you can go back with us, but it would be great if we go to Romania together. Cornelia and I are going to Germany together. The Japanese book will be completed this year. Farsi, we're going to come and celebrate in England with Afsena. We have the Spanish book and the Romanian book and the Arabic book and the Odia book and so many. So we'll be creating these circles of infinite love literally all over the planet, anchoring in this healing vibration. And one of the places I'm so excited to go, Clarice, is to visit your sister and celebrate the book in Portuguese there.
Yeah, she'll be so thrilled. You'll be
Good.
fun.
And Elio, you say you love to. Good. All right, a couple
I
people.
love to is just, I don't agree with the treatment to get there.
Okay, I understand. And life is tricky this way too. Romarishi, you said that Peter has something to share.
Hi, I just wanted to say, there's so much fear in the world right now. There's so much misunderstanding about this virus, or whatever side you're on. But the heart is the center of the immune system. The heart is right in the chest, the thymus, the lungs, the whole immune system has to do with that. And so when we let go of the fear, we can stimulate our immune system, and we realize that there's hope and positivity and power. And when we look at the defensive strategies of all the organs, fear and all that, the defensive strategy of the heart is openness. And it's because you see exactly the truth and you respond to it in real time with the power of love and the power of the infinite. And that is so important right now. There's fear makes us sick. Fear makes us susceptible to whatever you think the virus is. And love actually burns it out and makes us safe. So that's what I want to say today.
That is
so Peter, tell us the truth, brother.
I also want to say that I'm up here with Ramarishi because we are going to film. About 20 years ago, I came up with a way to create a conscious abortion using meditation. You can ask the soul to leave. So it's very safe, very powerful. And in this polarized world where that's such an issue, we're filming this today. We're going to put it out for free to the world. And because it's very powerful. And so we'll send you the information, but it just depolarizes the whole thing. You talk to your baby and it goes, I have the whole process. It works
You
great.
guys are unstoppable. Amazing. And I like Bodhi being there with us too.
Yeah, Bodhi.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to hear that. What if, sometimes these calls go 2 hours, but we watch a movie for 2 hours, or we're watching TV or doing anything. Why not immerse yourself in something that will ingrain in your body, mind, and emotions a love of possibility? When I was with Cryon, with Lee Carroll this week, he said something so powerful. He says, you know what this book does for people? They start to have to ask, was I missing something? In whatever programming I had up into my life into this point, was I missing something? And what if, as a part of this community, we lead with love? We say, what would love do? We follow the ancient secrets principles about treating everything as divine, including yourself, including taking time to honor and love yourself. We don't want to burn out, even in service. We want to make sure that we honor the divine in you. And I just see it on this call. We're getting stronger and stronger. The 1-year immersion program is all about that. And so many of the other things that are happening right now, the 30-day detox. All right, Susan and Joseph, I don't know who it is over there that wants to speak, but yeah, you share and then we'll go into the breakouts.
Thank you. It was from me. And you asked a moment ago, what did love teach? And aside from so many things and everything, one of the things that was profound for me is one of my lives is from a Western medical model. And what I heard talked about today was the need to suspend judgment,
Mm.
because no matter what your paradigm of thinking, we all have our framework and our beliefs and what we think we know. And what today taught is how important it is to suspend those beliefs, suspend those judgments, open your heart to the possibilities, open to the infinite possibilities of what can be if we just get out of our own way from what we think we know.
Oh, so beautiful, you said, Joseph. You know, and I have this inspiration in this moment. It's not just only suspending our belief about what we think we know about medicine, health, but also about those you love, or maybe those that have feels like they've hurt your heart in a certain way. What if we don't know, you know, what was really happening in their lives? What if we don't really know what's happening with those closest to us? And as I see Joseph, you and Susan together, I just know, I remember when you talked about how when we did the exercise, the experiment about really seeking to understand, what if even the people in our own homes we don't know, and we suspend our judgment about what we think we know, we just become more curious from love. Let's say someone does something that annoys us. They wash the dishes in a different way. You know, what do we say? Why did you do that? I want to learn about you. Teach me about you. Or someone maybe that we haven't forgiven. You know, you deserve healing. You deserve peace. And what if we suspend judgment for a moment, say, what if I don't have the full picture? You know, in one of my 10 days of silence, I realized that if I'm not feeling compassion, that I'm missing something. If I'm not feeling compassion, I'm missing something. And Joseph, I don't know, I just love that you're on this call and brought that into this space. Thank you so much. Heidi, I want to hear from you. What did love teach you on this call? And then Cornelia, you got it ready for the breakouts for anyone who wants to stay?
So as we were going around during the music and everybody was smiling and dancing, I looked into their eyes and I just saw my brothers and sisters. And it's that moment that you realize the other person is you. I think that's what unlocks the compassion for me, that we are all one, even though we're all separate in our homes and on our computers, that we are just a global family of love. And it's beautiful to connect in this way.
So beautiful, Heidi. We are one. Oh, I love you and I'm with you. I'm just going to invite everyone just to unmute and just say, I love you and I'm with you. Put your hands together and send a blast of love out. I love you.
I love you.
I'm with you.
I'm with you.
I'm with you.
Love
Love you, Joseph. Love you, Frankie. Love you, baby Lana. Love you, Esther Francis. Love you, I love you, Alice.
Love you, and I'm with you.
Love you, Jana.
And I'm
Love you,
with you.
Anne.
I'm
Love
with
you,
you.
Jenny. Love you,
I love you, Dr.
Cece.
Love you.
I love you and I'm with you. Those watching this live, for the thousands of people that watch the recording, for those joining on Facebook, and for those joining at whatever point in time, we love you. We're with you. You're not alone. You're not alone. Whatever trial, challenge, obstacle you're facing, instead of responding with fear, what if we look at responding with curiosity, with love, discovering, letting guidance, like Jamie so powerfully said, let your intuition guide you. Let love guide you. Gary, as Cornelia is going into breakout rooms, any final thing that you want to share about what love taught you?
Me?
Yeah.
I am learning every day from you, Clint, and from this community around unconditional love. And I think the biggest thing that I've learned is how much we are here just to love each other. I loved it when we were in Guatemala together, Clint, and we were in the hot tub with a bunch of friends, and you said, you know, I'm starting to realize, what if all it is in every moment, loving everyone as much as I can in every interaction. And it was so simple and so profound and so beautiful. I've never forgotten that you said that. Just what if love was all there was, and that is all we had to do was love each other more. That was beautiful. I love that.
Well, I feel that. Jana, I want you to share. I feel like for me, it's never about the numbers of people that are on the calls. I never worry about that. That's in the hands of God. You know, I didn't worry about how many people saw my TEDx talk. That's in the hands of the divine. But what I can do is love everyone who shows up as best as I can, and whoever shows up in my life as best as I can. And Gary, you have been a great teacher to me in this, and I love you, Gary. I really love you, and I'm so grateful for you being in my life. Jana, what's love taught you? And then Cornelia, we're going to the breakout rooms after this. Okay.
You know, every time I get on these Sunday calls, you guys just absolutely blow me away. You know what Dr. Clint was talking about with, you know, facing some hard times. You know, I think we all have, and yet, you know, there are moments where we have absolute incredible love. Like when I was this week when I was listening to Gary's music from his piece in resonance, and I've listened to it over and over again. I was just in this absolute love and bliss. But I also have this, you know, in the back of my mind, some challenges with family, you know, that I'm dealing with. And sometimes I get a little heady, and sometimes I get a little not heart-centered. I love how this group just points it out, you know, like what you were saying, when you're not in compassion, you know that you're not in your heart. And I love that. But I think the connection that we have here is amazing. You know, I was feeling a little heady, I was feeling a little down, and we put out the announcement for the mung bean soup. And I couldn't believe the amount of connection I had and how it shifted me. And so I put the link in the chat for the WhatsApp, the Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer Love and Healing WhatsApp group, so we can connect there. You know, for those who are on the mung bean soup group, you know, there's connection there. For the Facebook group, there's connection there. We need each other. We really do. You know, I was on the phone last night with Tia, and, you know, we were talking about, you know, how we can be in this bliss and yet then have that critical mind just slip in ever so slightly. And, you know, those are the times where we have to just expose it and just say, okay, this is what I'm thinking, but it is really not true. It is not true. And I love these principles from this book because they bring us back to ourselves, and they help us become aware of what is the obstacle so we can clear it out and we can be more heart-centered. But anyway, I also wanted to announce that, you know, every Friday night in the US, we have the Asia Pacific call, and we'd love people to join us. And we're also going to be starting at one for Europe. It'll be on Friday night in the UK. And Miriam is going to be leading that as well.
Yeah.
Miriam, would you like to unmute?
Hello, namaskar, everybody. Sending so much peace, so much love. I just wanted to say that love's taught me to be brave. I think there's times where I feel my ego coming up and I feel fear, and I have to face it. And I think love's taught me to trust myself and to serve and to follow my intuition. And when I was in Vietnam, I joined Carol's Asia Pacific call. And together we would do mamas and we would do breath work. Hi, Carol. And we would share from our hearts. And it meant so much to me, that connection. And so when I came back to England, I really missed it so much because I couldn't join because it was 1 a.m. for me. So to do a call in Europe for anyone who wants to join, for us to connect and practice these principles and share from our hearts, it means so much. And I would love to do it. We've got Kuber doing breath work for us. We've got Carol who's going to be doing mamas. We've got Jana leading from her heart. We've got Diego joining. I mean, I think it's going to be beautiful. So please
powerful.
join if you can.
I just want to say, I want to spotlight these powerful, amazing women because they're a perfect example of letting love guide you. You know, when I found out from Cornelia and Jana, they're doing a 30-day detox, I didn't instigate that. It was just from Cornelia saying, I want to do this, and people joining. They're like, how can we support? You know, when Carol, she was just listening. People are in Asia Pacific, they can't join Sunday morning. Just out of her heart, she came up with this idea. And Mariam now for Europe. It is such a good example of how love is guiding us. It's not a business. We have no business connection with each other. It's not a religion. We don't have any religious connection other than we're all divine. We have a spiritual connection, but it's a love connection. And we're doing something we never saw happen before on the planet. And so for all of you, and I wish everyone could have a chance to share on the call about what love guided you. So if you have a chance, but I want you to honor your body, your mind, and emotions and do what's best for you. If you feel best to get off the call now and go in nature or something like that, we honor you. But for some of you, something you have to share will change someone's life. Something you have to hear in the breakout room will change your life. So stay on the call. And then I put also the link for those that wanted to join Circle of Infinite Love or sponsor one of those. I put that link one more time in there as well. Cornelia, what did love teach you as you're getting us into breakout rooms? And Esther, man, love you. Esther Wolkowitz, so good.
We couldn't do these calls without Esther. Esther is a big part of the Asia Pacific group. She backs us up all the time. And actually, she is away from home right now. She's actually in Africa. So we're excited that she joined us.
From Africa. That's so cool.
I'm in Africa. I am in Nairobi right now, and it's amazing because I came up to my room and saw the notice and jumped on, and the internet's cooperating, so I love it. It's like from anywhere in the world I can be here with all of you.
Beautiful. What a truly global healing miracle call. Love you, and I'm with you. Jane, anything else you wanted to share?
No, I'm just, well, actually, yes. I actually am so grateful to each one of you guys. I love you so much. I so appreciate the connection that you guys give to me. I'm so grateful to serve. I just have no idea what you guys have done for me in my life. I'm just so deeply touched and grateful. Love each one of you.
So beautiful, Jana. We love you. We love you so much. We love you and we're with you. For those of who want to go in the breakout rooms, Cornelia is going to break us into these breakout rooms. And what did love teach you today? And also, if you want to, what is 2022 for you? What journey of transformation do you want to take? Cornelia?
Yep, the rooms are ready. And what love taught me today is actually really what came up a couple of times, how important it is to really start loving ourselves first. And making all decisions out of that love for ourselves. It doesn't matter if it's about the diet, it doesn't matter if it's about our health journey or being with other people. It's always about listening and really honoring who we are and what our soul and our spirit teaches us and guides us to.
Oh, so true. From Jamie and the Alan Show, our special guest, Art, just want to send you special love. And the Alan Show, if you can put a link of how anyone can get access to your music would be great. Jamie, what did love teach you today?
Well, love taught me that there's always room, and there's always room for more. There's always room for more sharing, more learning, and more loving. I put in the chat a long time ago, I used to frequent bookstores and just pick up random books and look in them and open it and see what the message was for me on that page. And one day I opened one and I don't know what it was exactly talking about, but I read your, what would it say? Your statement is, I believe, and your mission to teach is that love is compassion, and that you're here to learn that love is all.
Wow.
So I am just constantly washed over with this, that love is everything, and that's all we need. And if we were more giving and sharing with our love, then we would see more in our environment and in our personal experiences. So keep sharing the love. Namaste.
Yeah, keep sharing the love, keep sharing your stories. And go ahead, Cornelia, click, and on your screen, you'll see where you can join the breakout room. And as you're joining breakout rooms, Leonora, what did love teach you today? So as people are joining, you can go ahead and join your breakout rooms. And Leonora? Oh, I guess she's going to share in her breakout room. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So Cornelia, we can stop the recording. For those watching at home, we love you. We're with you and looking forward to joining with you again